Starbucks is raising their prices again. We've done better but cheaper videos where we make limited edition, seasonal items from Starbucks, but we've never done any with the staples that are there all of the time. So today we're gonna take 3 of the best sellers from Starbucks and see if we can make them at home for better and cheaper. Today we're going to be making the caramel Frappuccino, the white mocha, and the delicious lemon loaf. Before we start this, we gotta get a baseline and go try them.
Drive away slowly.
Can I please get a grande caramel Frappuccino and a grande hot white chocolate mocha? And then can I also get a lemon loaf?
Got it.
Awesome.
All right, it's gonna be $14.63.
Thank you. We got our drinks. The caramel Frappuccino was like the first drink that I ever got from Starbucks when I think I was like in 8th grade. This is the plastic. This is the bamboo.
Ew, it's all broken.
And I remember thinking it was so coffee. Ugh. Now it's like way too sweet. This one's actually mixed really well. Sometimes you get them and they're like crunchy, but it doesn't taste like there's enough coffee flavor in this one. Like it's good and I would drink a lot of it, but it's lacking. Next is the white chocolate mocha. This one I don't usually get. I think this one is the most like caloric thing from Starbucks. And I know why, it's so good. I never get this and it is so good. That one is delicious. The recipe I have for this one's really interesting too, so we'll see. And then we have the lemon loaf.
This is dense.
This is really, really thick. You can see it is like pound cake. That frosting reminds me of the pumpkin scone. That's always my favorite thing. It's somehow, if peanut butter texture was a cake, like it's not, it's clearly moist, my favorite word, but somehow it reminds me of like when you give peanut butter to a dog and you're just like it's really thick. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so weird. It turns to lemon peanut butter in my mouth. I need you to try it. Here.
Oh, just a piece?
Yeah.
It's just pound cake. It's lemony pound cake.
Do you get what I mean though? Like it's like becomes this like
Paste?
thick. It's thick. All right, I think we can make that. The first thing we need for both of them is espresso. So I have my little espresso. This is like a little $100 espresso maker. It works really well. The only thing is that it has only an area for like if you're making a shot of espresso. So I bought these like really cute cups. This is not enough. The only thing I have in my kitchen that will hold the amount of espresso that I need is this cup that is me as a child to grandma with love. This is the only mug that I have that will actually fit underneath this to be able to get the espresso. Story time. I have this core memory. It's not even a single memory, but I have this association with a coffee grinder. This sound. Every single night of my adolescence and teenage years, my dad would prepare his coffee for the next day. So every night around 10:45, 11 o'clock, I would hear this as I was in my room. And then the flip. Like anytime, if I do that for my brother and my sister, immediately no. It's immediately like unlock something in our head. I am so messy when it comes to espresso. Coffee grinds. Oh God, why is it moving? Why is it moving? It's possessed. That's probably good for our first drinks. So we're gonna do our caramel Frappuccino. So for our caramel Frappuccino, I'm using a recipe from Joshua Wiseman. In it, he makes his own simple syrup and caramel sauce, but please feel free to get Torani syrup, caramel syrup from the store. I promise you it'll be just as good. First thing is 2 cups of ice, half a cup of espresso, 3/4 of a cup of milk, 5 to 6 tablespoons of simple syrup. Oh, you know what I have? I could do it with this. 5 to 6 seems like so much. Whoa, so this is 4. Okay, and then we blast off. What do you think? Smoothie?
Smoothie.
Oh my God, look how thick that is. Whoa! I mean, it looks good. Do we have to get our whipped cream? I mean, because it's at home, I can make this look so much better than Starbucks anyways, because I am in control of the caramel. I have a disposable straw, and I don't have a Starbucks like green one, although they didn't even give me a green straw. What is this? What is this, Starbucks? This is a sad straw that's broken. This one's close to green. There we go. Thumbnail. Okay, ready? Okay, this is totally melted. This one is miles less sweet miles less sweet. Unless I f***ed it up. Was I supposed to mix in? A little bit. I think we can fix it without having to start all over. There were two things that I forgot to put in because I am someone who thinks that they are a confident human and just read the ingredients instead of reading the recipe. Don't be like me. First thing I forgot to put in was any caramel sauce. So I was going on how it didn't taste caramely. That would be why. So I'm gonna add a little bit of our caramel. Wow, that was a whole lot of our caramel. The other thing that the recipe requires is something called xanthan gum. And I'm gonna assume most of you don't have xanthan gum. So we're just gonna carry on because most people aren't gonna have it. All right, let's slightly blend this. So now we can go back and make our cup look all cute and pretty, and like this was not the second time that we are doing this. Get a better technique going too. I mean, it still looks decent, not fully like incorporated and like the ice is still a little bit separated. If you had xanthan gum, it helps to emulsify and thicken everything. So if you had that, it would make it seem a little bit more together. It needs to be like 8 feet tall. It's the only way that any of this makes sense. That's what it needed. It obviously needed caramel sauce to be a caramel frappuccino. This is super easy to make at home. Even if you're using just coffee or instant coffee, this is like $6. Don't do this to yourself. You can do it yourself. So the next one we're gonna try is the white mocha. We're gonna start this off the same way by having the ghost of Leisha pass. So with this one, it says you can either use white chocolate chips or white chocolate sauce. I happen to have white chocolate sauce right here, so we're gonna do that. First thing we have to do is heat up the milk. We're gonna steam it. I don't know how well this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna find out. I feel like this is not going to be that good. It's not adding, okay, it is steam. I was like, I hope it's not adding water to this. Okay, so we're just steaming as you do. Okay, then we're gonna foam. This foam, oh my God. All right, so we're gonna add our espresso. We're gonna add our milk, and then we're going to add the white chocolate sauce on top. I'm gonna give mine a little bit of a stir. I have so many spoons. I have more types of spoons than any one person could possibly need. And the one type of spoon that I want right now, I can't find. This one. A little stirry stir. This one just had sauce in it, where I think this one has actual like liquid and sauce. So it's not as sweet. The thing here is that you can change it up to be what you like. You know what I could do? Since I already made it, here's some of that simple syrup. That's what it needed. It needs more syrup than just the sauce. So you need to add simple syrup, or I mean, I usually buy a lot of the Torani syrups. They even have white chocolate ones in both regular and sugar-free. But this one's easy to make on your own. So our lemon loaf is the last thing that we're going to try and get a good copycat out of. So the lemon loaf recipe is from one of my favorite bloggers, Tessa from Handle the Heat. I love everything she makes. You have to check her out. This recipe was super easy to make. However, I did do the same thing I did with the caramel frappuccino. Didn't look at the recipe, just looked at the ingredients. You're supposed to do this in a food processor. It'll turn out way better, but definitely check out this recipe. So now we have the icing. That is the last step. This is just a mixture of powdered sugar, lemon juice, and a little bit of heavy cream. You're going to want to adjust this depending on how thick or how thin you want your icing layer to be. I tried to make it a little thicker because the one that Starbucks comes out with is crazy thick. So we are just going to pour this on top. And the Starbucks one is pretty much fully across the top. Now I know that this is gonna kind of go on the edges and stuff, so it's not gonna be quite like Starbucks, but that's the nice thing about homemade. So then the last thing that we need to do with this is just wait for it to set. So I know the shape's gonna be different. Theirs definitely rose. This one didn't rise very much. Like it's pretty flat. Just in looks alone, it's different. This one looks way, oh my goodness. Just touching it, you can see it is so much more moist. Trying really hard to get over my word weirdness, like falling apart too. So let's see. Let's try the basic one. Ugh. Now mine. Ooh, this one's more sour. I put way more lemon in it, which is so much of a better thing. The texture is so much lighter. It's not like this one, which literally is turning to peanut butter in my mouth. This one stays cake-like, but it's really, really good. Make this one at home. You get an entire loaf for what this probably costs. This is no good. This is gonna make me do a happy here. This is really good. Out of all three, I would say the lemon loaf is by far the most stellar, gigantic improvement. Tessa, who runs Handle the Heat, where I got this recipe, she knows what she's doing. It is absolutely amazing, super, super, super delicious. You will not be disappointed. The other two are still great improvements, and the fact that you can make that stuff at home and you can alter it and add different ingredients. So if you want it to be less coffee centric, you add more of the simple syrup. And then you can make it even easier if you buy things like caramel sauce at the store, or you buy like Torani simple syrup at the store. Then you don't have to do any kind of cooking. I would say this was a success, and if you haven't already seen my other better and cheaper videos, you should go click here, check them out.